One.
What page are we sharing it to so I can...
So it should be showing up on Govs Radio.
Govs Radio. Where the hell... Are we live? I wanted to say something funny.
Not yet.
Govs Radio. If you're retarded, we have a show.
Oh, man. Don't do that. That's wrong. They go crazy now. They're all crazy.
Sorry, not so. This Anthony Rodi, he's in here too now with Uncle Vinny's and.
Yep.
Yep.
What happened?
Roach, you gotta get a character.
He's a nice fella. Anthony Rodi is a nice.
Sure, he is. I just hate everybody these days.
Character for what?
I just hate everybody these days. Is that wrong?
What character for what?
You gotta get a character, like a wacky character.
Wacky.
For what?
Uncle Giuseppe Balls. That's my new character.
Wacky Roachy Roach. Mm-hmm.
Going black mustache, light brown beard.
What did your wife say when you come home looking like that?
What the fuck?
She's like, what did I do? What am I doing?
I actually went out and bought like.
She's gonna go out there. She's gonna find some fucking 28-year-old.
All right, are we live
vegan.
now? Govs Radio's live now. What are we doing?
It's live? All right,
Yes,
let's
it
start
says
up.
Govs Radio's live now. I am hitting the show intro. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Put on your damn headphones, numbskull.
Shut that door. You're letting the heat, the cold air out.
Sticky, sticky, sticky. He meant that with love.
I don't know how
I
to
did
break
mean
this
it
to you,
low.
but we're getting absolutely no sound on the this board.
That's my fault.
That's your fault.
It's always.
Hey, boys and girls. It's time for Not Another Pucking Podcast, Comedians on Hockey, with your old pal Chris Roach, the sometimes less than personable Anthony DiDomenico, and the Count of Condescension, John Truson. And now, let's talk hockey.
There's peace in the universe.
Is there?
Yes. Welcome to Not Another Pucking Podcast, Comedians on Hockey.
Yeah!
Hello.
I'm back.
You're back. Did we miss you?
You certainly did.
How do you know?
I didn't miss him.
How do you wait? I'm sharing this to my phone.
Oh yeah, I gotta share this for what?
Talk a little bit, would you?
So we're back. We weren't here last week. Who's got the volume up? Turn that down there.
Turn it down.
And,
Turn it down.
We weren't here last week. Took a little break. Roach wasn't around. He was, busy. What were you doing last week, Roach?
I was at the Borgata Comedy Club.
How was that?
It was lovely. Wait, you guys were on air last week, right?
Yes.
No,
2 weeks
2
ago.
weeks ago.
Last week was your birthday.
Oh.
That's right.
We took off?
Yes, we took off for Roachy Roach's
You
birthday.
know,
It was also
it was
also Memorial Day
Memorial Day
weekend.
weekend. Happy birthday to me. I said, Diane, give me a big cake. I want a cake. I want to eat a lot of cake. And then for my birthday, I got a gift certificate to a salon, and I went and I did this to my face. Look at it. Look how bad it is. Look at how weird my beard looks. Look at that gray. And look at that. I look at a pedophile at a petting zoo.
Pedophile at a petting zoo?
Pedophile at a petting zoo.
I went into my barber.
I like that. It had alliteration
You like
and
that,
it was
right?
offensive.
Oh, John, I just do what I can.
That's
you know?
a score. I like that.
I went to my barber with a picture of the biker from the Village People, and I said, I want to look like
You
this.
should should tell your barber you want your money back.
Right? Okay, hold on. I'm sharing this.
I shared it to the page already.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, I'm
All
one
right.
step ahead.
No, what happens, he put beard color in, and I think we left it in a little too long. Lesson learned. You know, I'm looking for this. I want to do something different with my beard, so I'm kind of growing like this George Paros.
Again,
like mustache.
I keep saying it, but you go out of your way and you spend all this money on changing all these things that don't need to be changed, like your teeth and that your ass hair that you don't have grown out of your head.
It's my actual growing hair.
And now you're coloring your beard. How about put the skates on, go skate around a little bit, burn a couple of calories,
I did on Friday.
stop
I skated on
eating
Friday.
buttered rolls and drinking orange juice, get a water and a protein bar,
It's vitamin C.
and get healthy. Beard color is not going to do that for you.
It's not going to get him healthy?
No.
I feel healthy.
You don't look it.
Oh, man. Life is rich and full. That's
I mean,
all I'm saying.
That's me talking to you.
Hey, let me get some on-air reads out of
Let's
the way.
get the reads out of the
Let's
way.
get the reads out of the way. Not another Pucking Podcast. Comedians on Hockey is brought to you by Island Ice Hockey by MHL. From weekday to weekend, from novice to experience, from 16 years old to 60-plus years old, Island Ice Hockey has a team for everyone. Sign up at islandicehockey.com or call 631-262-0543 for more information. And don't think just because summer's coming, there's no leagues. There's leagues all year round. And it's really fun to play in the summer. I'm playing in the intramural league at my rink during the summer.
You are?
Yes.
You should practice roast during
I
the
currently
summer.
have a 4-game goal-scoring streak going.
Nice.
Very nice, John
Yep.
Truson. Very
Yep.
nice. Well, Midnight Hockey, I played in my 20s and my 30s. I played in that league, and it's an outstanding league. I gotta say, I'm enjoying the like on a Tuesday or a Friday night, I'll go pick up hockey, and then Sunday do a little pickup hockey. I don't know if I want to play in a league at this point, playing against guys.
I don't think it's your choice at this point.
Well,
I mean,
you know, I don't.
Yeah, I don't think I want to run the New York City Marathon either.
You know, guys hacking my shins.
You know, I was thinking
and-
maybe I'd be a jockey, Anthony.
Yeah.
How's that going to go?
I don't think I want to be, come on, bro, seriously.
And Tristan, you probably see these guys who actually think it's the NHL, and they're hacking at you. They're like in their 50s, like, guy, take it easy.
That's actually, oddly enough, okay, I play in several leagues. The old guy league I play in, the guys are crazy. It's really like,
Right.
they're really aggressive, and it's really nasty. But the intramural leagues I play on, there's 20-year-olds playing and, 21-year-olds, and they're much, much nicer.
The nicer.
It's a much more just like fun league.
It's a different generation.
Yep.
The league you're playing, that the old guy league, is the guys that grew up watching the man who will be calling in today,
Who would that be, Chris
Mr.
Roach?
Dave the Hammer Schultz,
Dave the Hammer Schultz.
all-time NHL leader in penalty minutes.
Is he, or is Tiger Williams?
It's him.
You sure?
That's what it said on his Wikipedia.
All right. Wikipedia's never wrong.
So he's calling in today?
He's calling in at 2:30. At least that's again.
That's what he said.
That's what I've been corresponding with him through email,
Mm-hmm.
and I was watching some of his videos, Stiggy, and I watched the who you fight in the range is Rolf.
Dale Rolfe.
Now Dale Rolf.
That was an ass whooping. That wasn't even
I
a
don't
fight.
remember Dale Rolf. Was he a fighter?
No. Dale Rolfe was a big doofy guy.
Yeah.
And he just got his butt kicked.
It was like, oh my God. And the thing about Dave Schultz, which you watch fighters today, Dave Schultz had no mercy. I mean, I watched him fight people, and just even when the fighter stopped fighting, he keeps beating him, and the ref comes in and he's punching over the ref. I was like, oh my God. He is definitely one of the fiercest fighters of all time. And I found a list, John Truson.
Yes. What was your list that you found?
I found a list, and it was the ranking of the 50 most frightening NHL players of all time.
Oh, Lord.
It was a great list. And some people, oddly enough, are on this list that I wouldn't think.
I bet Scott Stevens is on the list, and he wasn't a fighter, but he would
Yeah.
nail you coming across the middle.
It doesn't mean they were a fighter.
Nope.
They were scary one way or another.
Yep.
Theo Fleury is number 50.
Okay.
Theo Fleury was a little guy, but he was a lunatic, and he was known for his drinking. And
He was probably scary to drive with.
Yeah, he was probably. Doesn't mean, he was probably scary, maybe off
Yeah.
the ice. It says here, Fleury's off-ice issues eventually caught up with him and ended his NHL career prematurely. But he was a nasty little bastard. Number 49, my childhood hero, Nick Fatio.
Are we going to do the whole 50?
We're not gonna
I
do
don't wanna
it.
hear
I
the
know,
whole
it's like-
50.
We're not going to do it. I'm just skimming through it.
While you skim, by the way,
50. And then part A, number B, section 5.
23, Marty McSorley.
okay.
22, Chris Nyland.
I like Chris Nyland.
You
I
know,
have
guys
a
that
jersey.
Stu Grimson,
the Grim Reaper.
Blackjack Stewart. Who's that? Somebody from the 40s and 50s.
All right.
Wait, Semenko. I'm going down to the top 10.
Yeah, give me the top 10, quick.
Chara's 14.
Get to it.
Messier's on there.
Oh, my God, Roger.
10 is Dave Tiger Williams.
Dave Tiger Williams, very tough.
Number 9,
Tiger Woods.
Clarky,
Clark Gillies. George Larac.
Georges Larac.
That's the mustache I have today, right? Was he the guy?
no.
Paros.
No, you're thinking of Peros.
Scott Stevens is number 7.
Yep.
Number 6 is
Dave
our
the Hammer.
Dave the Hammer. He'll be calling today. Schulte. 5,
Proby.
Bob Probert.
Proby.
Ted Lindsay, number 4.
Okay.
Who just passed away recently, right?
Yes, correct.
Nasty man. But this is number 3. This is the guy who I've become a fan of over the last 2 years, John Ferguson.
Tough guy for the Montreal Canadiens, became general manager of the Rangers, and introduced the uniform. Is it up there? It's one of the uniforms. No. The one that you like. The one I got you the
with the
crest on
with
the
the crest on. John Ferguson, I think, should be number 1. When you look at his videos, that guy, man, when he hit people, their whole body and head moved. Eddie Shore, number 2. Number 1, Gordie Howe.
Of course.
Okay, Gordie Howe's a nasty dude, but I still think John Ferguson, oh my God. And he had these shoulder pads that almost look like NFL pads, and he had very little neck showing.
Let me tell you a little something about those days.
He had a head like
He
a Rottweiler.
wasn't wearing shoulder pads. The shoulder pads in those days, early 60s, when John Ferguson played, were just a piece of felt with a little cap on them. That's how big he was. He was not wearing anything resembling
60.
NFL shoulder pads. That's what they wear now.
And this is
in those days, they wore almost nothing on their upper body, so that's how big he was.
Wow. This is going into the late 60s, so he, man, if you watch those videos, even though they're grainy, he's really frightening. And something about, looking up Dave Schultz, Anthony DiDomenico, there's something to do with wrestling in here with him. I can't remember. He was involved in some wrestling event.
Well, there was a wrestler
I'm
named
glad you
Dave
got
Schultz.
it right up right there, ready to go.
Playing career, post-playing career.
Stop scrolling. Put your phone down and talk like a person. Put your phone down.
He did something with the wrestling.
What'd he do?
I don't know. I got to read it again.
You're right on the money with your analysis and your research.
Now, for a moment, could we stop living in the past for a few seconds?
Yes.
The Boston Bruins are up 2-1 against the St. Louis Blues in the finals of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
They gave St. Louis a spanking.
It was pretty bad. I watched the whole
bad.
game last night, and it was pretty ugly. Now you're down 2-1 going into Game 4 in your own building, which is what, tomorrow?
Yeah.
The Blues have to come out aggressive, flying. I want to see bodies flying all over the place in the first 2 minutes.
It should be a dirty first period.
That's you start your fourth line and just like really try and establish something physically, because they were humiliated last night.
Absolutely
And
humiliated.
if St. Louis doesn't stand up tomorrow and really push back hard, they're going down in 5.
Because the Boston is like with any other Stanley Cup. The Boston Bruins.
The Bruins.
Any other NHL Stanley Cup winning team, they're getting contributions from all over the place.
Well, they were my
All over the
pick.
place.
That's
If
right.
it wasn't for the Islanders, I said it was going to be the Bruins.
That's right.
Yeah, I couldn't. You know what? When people were saying the Bruins, I'm like, wow, Bruins, you got
Complete team.
Now,
And
Bruins have a very complete team, and Tuukka Rask has gotten
he's playing phenomenal.
he's gotten
in the
hot
net.
at the right moment.
But I'm thinking, what about Tampa and what about?
We knew Tampa was going. We
Never mind.
said Tampa going down the first round.
Never mind Tampa. You got what do you call? Well, Pittsburgh is always capable of becoming a different team in the playoffs.
But they played the Islanders.
Word on the street: Phil Kessel moving out of Pittsburgh, possibly Malkin.
Really?
I keep reading that.
I've
but
heard about
but you
Malkin
want to know
for a
something?
while.
Malkin every year they say that he never
Yeah.
goes anywhere.
Yeah.
But Phil Kessel is apparently not happy in Pittsburgh.
How old is Phil Kessel now?
He's getting older, but he can still score some goals.
Maybe a good guy to have on a young team.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. Apparently he's really close with Rick Tocchet.
Okay.
So he may end up playing for him.
And Rick Tocchet is with the
He's with the Coyotes.
Yeah.
Coyotes. Rick Tocchet, former Philadelphia.
Yep,
Flyer.
Absolutely.
Flyer.
Tough guy in Philly.
Yeah.
Hey, another little. We could do the read, but we're not going to do the read just yet. But our friends at Toby Hockey, I had an issue with my. I love my Toby Hockey.
Oh, it
stick.
broke, right?
Yep, and they replaced it immediately.
Oh,
I
professionalism.
sent them an email. Boom. New stick on the way within 24 hours. We love these guys. They stand behind their product, and I can't speak more highly about them. And I'm not that good, and I do have a 4-game goal-scoring streak, and I stink. But
Yeah.
so I'm giving a lot of credit to the Toby stick.
Well,
Right.
it's that, and you actually try. And that's,
Why don't you let a dig at me?
you feel guilty about it. That's on you, man.
John Mosenson was supposed to get me a Toby hockey stick.
Johnny Mo?
I haven't received my Toby hockey stick yet, but I have received my Sponge Daddies, Scrub Daddies, whatever they're called.
You got your scrub daddies.
Yeah.
I got a box of Scrub
So you
Daddies.
can clean the nether regions? Is that what that's for?
Mm-hmm. Here comes my head. Hold on, my head's got something to say.
Well, I got a scrub daddy. We're going to try to scrub some of this black out of my beard. It looks ridiculous. Look at here. I look like I should be sitting on a park bench with an overcoat on, touching children, besides the fact, I walk in, I said, Diane, happy anniversary. I did my face. I'm trying to look younger for you, 'cause, you actually care about your appearance. I'm pretending to, I'll fix my teeth and my ass hair and everything else. Happy anniversary.
Lord. Oh,
I don't know why I love when he goes.
Remember the day actually married me? I got that one. I said, Dan, listen, I don't look good now, but that's not the plan for 12 years from now. I look like shit, and then I'm gonna totally go. The hair's gonna go, and then this neck is getting bigger and bigger, and and you like my dad's basement? Good guy's gonna live in it.
Trying to bring some order back to the show.
I give it the old bait and switch.
Chris Roach,
Yes.
you were not here the last time that our show 2 weeks ago. It was just me and Anthony making fun of you.
I know.
And you have not been here since
I haven't
the
seen either one.
naming of John Davidson as the new Rangers
That's
president.
right.
You happy about that?
Very happy. Very good
JD
move.
coming back?
Oh, love it. Love it. Good move. Not only a Ranger favorite, but he's gained so much experience over the last, say, 10 plus years.
Well, he built some powerhouse teams.
Who did he build in Florida? The Lightning or the Panthers? Lightning. No.
Lightning.
Lightning,
Lightning.
yeah.
No, well, actually, it's Eiserman now, but he also built St. Louis.
Yeah,
Louis.
the
St.
team
Louis
right now is
from-
in the
from
Stanley Cup
nowhere.
Finals. Yeah.
Wow.
So he's a solid hockey guy coming back to the Rangers. And the draft picks, the Rangers' alleged draft pick, I keep reading the exact same thing that we said weeks ago, which was that no matter what, Jack Hughes will probably go first to the Devils because he's American.
Yeah.
So the upside of having the hometown American boy for just promotional purposes and that kind of stuff in a sort of balanced scenario where both guys are great is going to swing the pick towards Jack Hughes, which will then make Capo fall to the Rangers, who is supposed to be a game-changing, tremendous player. Actually dominated the World Championship.
Yes.
And Finland won the World Championship.
Yes. They need to put him with a good playmaker.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody to get him the puck.
Is that right?
Who would you put him with, Truson? Now, he's a winger? Or
He's a winger, I believe.
Yeah. I think
But
he's
you
a
put him
right
with
wing.
one of the kids. Put him with one of the kids.
Put him with kids.
You also got the Russians coming now. It's the Rangers are going to be real exciting next year. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, we were talking about that last time about how I think that both of these teams, the Islanders and the Rangers, are going to be battling it out at the top of that division. They are, I think, going to be the two young teams going forward. You're going to see like teams like Pittsburgh and kind of coming to the wayside and rebuilding. And the Islanders and Rangers are going to be the top of that division.
Which is so great because, as you know, as a longtime Ranger fan, Chris Roach, the old Ranger sort of scenario would be they would sign some over-the-hill free agents.
All the time.
Spend a lot of money, get some names in who are on the backside of their careers, and not
decades.
really, be like a good, okay team. But I like this building from square one, bringing the kids up, and I'm very excited about next season.
Yeah, I think last couple decades, it was exactly that where they would always go out and get the person that would sell tickets. They would get Gretzky at the end of his career, Marcel Dion, just to sell tickets. But not anymore. Mr. Dolan has had enough.
Well, you know what? They could possibly go out for a Panarin or some big free agent just to put it over the top. You never know.
They're saying that there's talk about Panarin and Carlson.
Mm-hmm. Carlson, I'm not sure, although he's friends with Henrik Lundqvist.
Yeah.
You know what? I would, to be honest, and this is my heart talking a little bit, I'd try to get Zuccarello back. Zuccarello's a free agent now.
I know.
Try to get Zook
They should
back.
try to get him back.
Zook is a heart and soul player. He still brings a lot to the table.
Absolutely.
And that's a guy you want on your team.
Zook, Kreider, and Capo. What a great line. Capo. I don't know how to say
Yeah,
his name.
hearing you the start of that, I'm not. That's why I'm not doing
Listen,
the podcast anymore.
It took me like 2 years.
If they draft him, I'm not doing the podcast with you anymore. I'm not listening to that. all
if you're
season long.
listening, by the way, we're probably going to do one or two more and then wrap it for the summer.
I want more.
We're going to wrap it for the summer, and we'll come back.
want
We'll
more.
come back without Anthony in September. I mean, we'll come
Good.
back in
Good.
late September.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Well, we're hoping we'd like to do it like on a weekday. So maybe if Anthony becomes a working comic, we could.
Oh, wow.
And he could quit his job and.
Where is the love? Where's the love?
I know where it
boys?
is.
Where?
It's on your side because you just got engaged.
Yeah.
There is love.
That is absolutely true. I just got engaged to an absolutely beautiful, lovely woman. She is spectacular, and I am honored that she did not run for the hills when I asked her to marry me.
I wasn't finished. There is love. I'm singing at your wedding.
Is that right?
Yeah.
There is love.
I want to have you. Apparently, you can go online and get sort of like for like $100, like get qualified so that you can marry people. I think Roach should go on.
Gather here today.
Or else-
Yeah.
No, wait. No, I think Anthony, you should go online and get
I'm gonna get a
sanctioned
date.
so you can marry people and then
Just like
marry
this.
us as Roach's giant head.
Here I am today, to marry guys. What kind of food you got? A buffet or sit down? I'd rather have a buffet so I can stuff my face. It's good. It's good. Diane, give me another Heineken light, please.
You mean I kiss the bride?
Oh man, I'm going for that.
I was on stage last week and my allergies bothered me, and every time I coughed, I thought of this guy. I was like, and I kept thinking of him.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause then you come in today with a buttered roll and an orange juice, and
Good. Back to John Truson's happiness. Congratulations, John.
Yes.
You deserve to be.
I am very happy, very peaceful, very tranquil.
Welcome to the party.
are you gonna do a big shindig, or you don't know yet?
Nah, probably not. We'll probably do something very, very low key and private.
Yes.
And,
Do it here. Have your reception here.
I'm gonna be married by Tim Gage. Our friend Tim
Yes,
Gage.
now
Imagine that?
that's
Look, I don't know what you guys are doing. I can't really say.
Say, fuck it.
all right. What are we here for a wedding? What's going on here? All right.
Fuck it.
Then we get both the names wrong.
Yeah,
Tim Gage would be the man to marry you. That's as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely. You know what? I agree with that. I would want to get married just to
I
do it.
have an important question for you.
Yes.
Your lovely fiance, hockey fan, Islander Ranger, or neither?
She is actually an Islander fan.
Oh, even better.
However,
Wow.
I'm really, like we've been watching the finals, and I'm explaining some strategy to her and stuff, and she's getting into it. It's pretty good.
I
object.
You
Islander
object?
fan.
You object? I'll get her to like the Rangers.
Okay.
Well, she'll be a New York fan.
Yes. We could.
That's what we
Well,
can
John,
do.
you don't hate the Islanders. You
No,
actually
I
root
don't
for
hate
them.
the
Yeah,
Islanders. I
so-
think next year is going to be great. I want to see the Rangers and Islanders battling out for the conference championship. I think that would be awesome.
that's really what's gonna be fun about it is when both these teams are good and they're battling for playoff position. That's what makes hockey fun in New York. So I'm rooting for that too. I want that as well. Of course, I want the Islanders to go over, but in the end, we
In
get them
the
both
end,
good.
you want to
What
see
are you-
it. What are you doing, Roach? Why you fiddling?
It's 10-minute. Listen, Frank Sticklitz on the 1 and 2.
Yes.
I don't mean to make you nervous, but if you hang up on this guy, he's probably going to kill you.
It'll be fine.
No, seriously, he probably can kill you.
He'll probably try to kill
You
you.
ever watch? I want you to go home and Google Schultz and see what goes on.
I'm gonna have to. It sounded
Here-
pretty
here's-
terrifying.
Yeah, we want you to Google Dave Schultz
Dave
versus
Schultz.
Dale Rolfe.
Yes.
It already sounded terrifying where you said a guy that could have been in the NFL, or at least the size of an NFL
He's-
guy,
he's
was on
kinda-
skates.
He's kind of a mean dude.
Put it this way: he was the goon on the Philadelphia Flyers teams that were goons.
And the Goonies-
In between 71 and 72, 73, those 2 years, the Philadelphia Flyers took the cup by force.
No, they took the cup in 74.
Yeah.
73, 74
Okay.
was the first cup, and then
They-
they took it again.
They took it by force.
Yep.
Okay, they had some skilled players, but they pretty much beat the shit out of people and took the cup, which you don't see today. I mean, where else? What other sport do you see somebody beat the shit out? Maybe football. You get
Maybe.
like a dominating defense that punishes.
It was an
way.
intimidation tactic.
Oh, my
That- that
God.
was
They
were
pretty impressive.
intimidating.
Hey, by the way, I know that this is Anthony's favorite part of the show, but I want to get in. If it exists before Mr. Schultz calls, are you doing an around the world in hockey, or did you lack?
You know, it's funny that you say. I was looking because it's a quiet time in hockey. The only thing going on is the Stanley
The
Cup.
only thing
right
going
now.
is the Stanley Cup Finals, the
Yeah.
World Championships, the run up to the draft. There's a lot of stuff going on, you goofball.
Well, the World Championships.
How come when there's nothing going on, you have something? When there's actually something going on, you don't do anything.
I have
You know why?
something.
Because he just came in today. He texted us yesterday.
Oh, I have something.
It's a text message. Hey, tomorrow. I got this guy calling in. I didn't text you guys for 2 weeks, but I figure it's a given that we're gonna be here, even though we haven't been here in 2 weeks. But it's a given that tomorrow, we're gonna be here. Drop everything that you're doing, and be there. And I'll be late, of course. We're gonna put a roll in an orange juice, but I'll be okay.
You know what? Let's do around the world hockey. Hit it. We're gonna riff here. We're gonna make up something.
You're going to make something
Yeah,
up?
here we go.
And now it's Chris Roach and Around the World in Hockey.
What's going on, everybody? It's Chris Roach here. We got hockey and the world, and we're gonna go around it. Say the rescue dogs.
This is around the world in hockey, and in the World Championships, Finland won it all.
Who was the leading scorer?
The leading scorer was possible future New York Ranger Capo Caco, or is it Capo Caco or Caco Capo? I don't know. We're going to learn it, and we'll never forget his name. But there is something that I want to bring up and get the shame button ready. Evgeny Kuznetsov. Am I saying that name right? From the Capitals?
Yep.
This is a video that, I don't know, did you see this? There's a video surfacing of him after they won the Stanley Cup celebrating in like a hotel room in Vegas with friends. And he's showing something on his phone to his friend, and what he didn't realize is that on the table in front of him were lines of cocaine just chopped up right in front of him.
Really?
And he's saying
How do you know, Chris Roach,
again,
that it wasn't talcum powder and perhaps some chafing from the equipment?
You
do
actually-
you know that for sure?
we don't know
Did
this
you
for
test
sure.
it?
We don't know this for sure. I didn't do the litmus test.
Some people enjoy laying out their talcum powder with the razor blade, making the nice lines and stuff like that.
But
because chafing is prevalent in the NHL.
Thank you. Evgeny Kuznetsov has issued an apology, and the team said, the team spokesperson said something to the point of, we're a little disappointed, but we accept his apology. He says when he realized the cocaine was, the drugs were there, he got out. But you know what? It just goes to show you, like, whenever you have success, there's always that friends don't care about your success.
Coincidentally,
They don't care.
Kuznetsov, I believe, is Russian for. Anyway.
Ooh, very nice. Not only, I don't want to give a shame out to Kuznetsov, but to his friends.
Wait, your news background went off.
So evidently, there was a foreign substance looking like cocaine that was on the table next to Kuznetsov as he was speaking to his friend who was recording him on his cell phone. But yeah, it's like, here's a guy, he won the Stanley Cup, and his friends are cutting line. You figure their friend be like, hey, Evgeny, maybe you should move 2 feet to the left so you don't get my 8-ball in the shot. It's always a friend. It's always the person closest to you that likes to watch you fall. So pick your friends wisely is all I'm saying.
Is that what you're saying?
Pick your friends wisely.
Are you saying, Chris Roach, that Anthony DiDomenico would like to watch you fall?
I'm saying he's one of those kind of people.
Like fall? Like literally fall? Yes, I'd like to watch him fall.
Yeah.
I would like to see him actually fall on his face.
No, but you know what, though? When Kevin Kuwait was canceled, he gave me some very heartfelt...
He did. I said,
yeah.
Listen.
I know some people that called me and said, hey, I'm real sorry, and I know that they weren't sorry. You have friends like that?
Yeah, everyone has friends like that.
But Anthony was very sincere.
What'd I tell you? You remember?
I think I saved it. I think I wept.
It could have been that hard.
I said to him, like,
Say
it
it.
sucks. I said, but listen, you were on national television for
Yep.
2 years.
Yep.
It's a lot more than anybody else could say. I
Yeah.
said, just
Yep.
keep going forward with it. You get
Yeah.
something else.
Exactly.
That was a lie, but, I meant the other.
Son of a bitch. Anyway,
Through text message, I'm very pleasant.
give me the shame button for Evgeny Kuznetsov's friends.
There you go.
Shame.
You sons of bitches.
Shame.
The guy's trying to be
Shame.
He's trying to be successful.
Them Russians
Shame,
like that,
shame,
though,
shame.
cocaina.
Shame on you. Shame, shame, shame. Shame on you. This was serious, but it turned into something fun.
And that is around the world in hockey.
That's around the world in hockey for the day.
Oh, and the Boston's up 2-1.
All right, there you go.
Give me the outro.
The outro.
Yeah, give it to me.
Now it's Chris Roach and around the world in hockey.
What's going on, everybody? It's Chris Roach. You got hockey and the world, and we're going to go around it. Say rescue dogs.
We're feeling it. We are feeling the excitement. I'm going to do the quick Toby read.
Do it.
Toby Hockey has designed, tested, and developed a revolutionary new carbon composite hockey stick that will change the way you play the game of hockey forever, and I stand behind that. This patented outside-the-box approach to blade design with its perforated cross-beam construction significantly increases swing speed. Built using 100% carbon fiber, we have eliminated the flimsy foam core for enhanced durability and a larger sweet spot. The incredible hockey stick yields the most amazing feel of the puck puck control ever seen in the game of hockey, guaranteed, and I agree with that. Feel the future. For information, go to tobysports.com and use the code PUCKNUCKLE for 20% off your stick purchase. That's for our listeners. PUCKNUCKLE.
Dave Schultz.
The Hammer.
It's 2 minutes. Will he call? We shall see.
It's very exciting.
We have been stood up before, Sean Avery. And
well, Sean Avery did call us.
He did call us.
He stood us up once, but he called us.
Now, Dave the Hammer Schultz, I don't know. I'm curious to ask him when the last time he got on stage was, because
he's done stand-up comedy, apparently.
He's done stand-up comedy, and there was one joke. Where is it? I got it right here. Where he told, it was actually very funny. One of his jokes, he said to his father, the Rangers are offering me $5,000 to play for them, and the father said something like, I don't got that kind of money. I'm sorry, $50,000.
There you go. There you go. See, it's much better if you
But they say $50,000.
a bigger sum of money makes it funny.
Yes.
As a professional comedian, you should know that.
Yeah, here it is. I told my dad I could play for the Rangers for $50,000, and he said, "Son, I could never afford that much."
Ah, see? Now that was correct.
That was funny. Dave.
Except when now you made the tragic mistake that all comics hate. You know that, Chris.
What I do?
When somebody explains one of their jokes and misquotes it.
Oh, you're
See,
right.
that's what you did. Don't you hate when that happens
You're
to you?
right. Hey,
Because
listen.
you labor over the verbalization.
Yes.
Each word, each syllable has a meaning.
Eddie Murphy talked about that. Was it Delirious when he goes, "You white guys are gonna go in to work the next day and ruin my jokes." Like, "Hey, I'm Mr. T. I'll rip your beep off with my ass."
You don't have to explain Roach's jokes. They're pretty simple. They're very, it's like
They're cleverly crafted.
it's this was I'll do Roach's bit. I went to White Castle. What happened to the fucking bad aroma? Closing bit right there.
Good night, folks.
Man.
Good night, folks.
So now, Chris Roach, we haven't actually bugged you. Have you been skating lately?
I skated last Friday night at 12:15, from 12:15 a.m. to 1:30 a.m. You know what I liked about it? There was only 6 guys, no goalies, so I was able to just,
And it's easier to score with no goalies.
It's so easy to score with no goalies. I noticed it's even though I still missed the net. I still missed the net. But I was able to take that time, and I was focusing on skating forward, the transition from forward to backward, and I made use of it.
What's the key to that, Chris Roach?
It's kind of like it's the pivot. It's that.
But what's the key to the pivot?
Oh,
because I've told you
Mohawk.
this 100 times. No, not the Mohawk is the way you do with your feet. That's fine. But if you drop your weight, you get your center of gravity down. The lower the center of gravity, the much easier it is to make that transition.
I remember that every time I do turns, I get my ass down.
Exactly. You get your ass down, everything is your balance is better. You have much more stability.
I get me arse down.
100%.
And I'm not playing tonight because I'm doing something here, but the Gold Coast Hockey Club continues.
There you go. We're feeling the fun.
Continues. The secret Gold Coast Hockey Club.
It's not secret. You mention it every week.
And there's been some, I'm not saying there's been some celebrity sightings there, hockey players, man.
Now, who's played? Who's semi well known? Has Leary come down at all?
No, he's on the radar.
Leary is really good.
I think DiPietro was down there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
And Chris Roach from Kevin Can
And
Wait.
me and a couple, there's a couple minor leaguer guys. A guy who used to play on the Hartford Wolfpack comes down.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you watch these guys that almost made it to the big league.
So what do they do with you on the ice? What?
You know what they do? They let me play. It's like, when I get the puck,
Yeah.
and I feel like they're yelling at me like I'm the handicapped person. And they're like, "Come on, Chris, go! You can do it! Yay!"
Yeah, it's like those.
And then I score, people from both teams are high-fiving me.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like today I was at my nephew's baseball game. There's always that one kid who can't hit, and then they kind of lob it in, or they get right up to it.
That
and
was me.
basically
That
hit
was
the-
me.
Yeah, and then that's you.
Actually, they are very nice because I played with them that one time, and all I had to do was go towards the net with my stick on the ice, and these guys are so good. They would just put pucks right on your stick, boom.
Unbelievable.
They're just tremendous.
Unbelievable. Well, the first goal I scored was Aaron Asham passed it to Michael Cantor from the Wolfpack, who shot it right off my foot. Goal! There was no distinct kicking motion. It was a goal, my first goal
That's because your feet don't move when you skate.
at the Gold Coast Hockey Club. My second
If
goal,
you made a distinct kicking motion, you'd fall.
my second goal,
Yes.
people were like,
Did it actually go off your stick?
I was in the right side of the goalie, and I went to go pass it through the crease to the guy that was there, and it was the worst pass in the world that went into the net. The goalie probably, I faked him out too. Not only did I fake myself out, I was looking at the guy. I went to go pass it to him, and it kind of rolled off my stick wrong and went into the net. So I scored on accident.
Hilarious.
Dave said he's getting a busy signal. Do we have a new number?
What's the number?
The same number.
Busy signal.
Busy
He's gonna bash your head in now.
Did you give him the right number, Roach?
I
You
gave
know,
him-
5, 1, 6,
I'll tell you the number I gave him.
2,
Do
9.
you know the number offhand? Sir?
Hold on, I can get the number right now. I have the Govs Radio number.
I gave him.
It's 516-465-3999.
No, I gave him an 855 number. Should I give him another number? Tell me.
Give him
the
this number: 516-465-3990.
Wait, 516-465.
3990.
That's the one that's actually on the bottom of the screen as we look at it.
Yes.
Yeah.
The one that's actually showing up.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the actual number.
Five one six.
The one that no one's called all season.
516-465-3990.
Yeah. And
Yep.
if that doesn't work, then
Then Dave Schultz beats you. Senseless, like Dale Rolfe. You're big and goofy like Dale Rolfe. You could take a beating.
Probably. Okay, the number I gave him was 855-385-4687.
All right. Well, we'll try the new one. Did you give him the new one?
I gave him the new one.
Okay. Let's see if that works. Let's see. Well, at least he's trying. That's what I like. Dave Schultz is trying to get through.
It's Dave Schultz.
There we
it is.
go.
Don't get nervous. Do not hang up on this man.
Not another plug-in. All right, hold on 1 second.
Not another puckin.
Boom. Are we live?
No.
Dave Schultz, are you there?
I am here.
Oh my gosh,
right,
Dave Schultz.
yes.
Dave Schultz. Dave the Hammer Schultz.
We
Are
are.
you guys having technical difficulties or what?
every episode.
Okay.
We're look-
Okay.
Roach gets nervous when we have a guest who can beat him up.
Yes. And then we have Frank Stiglitz, who is our engineer. He's not a hockey guy, so we were explaining to him who you were. So we were afraid that he was going to accidentally hang up on you.
You're telling me Chris Roach, there's a hockey player that can beat him up?
Everyone. Every hockey player.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm 6'6", but I go down like pretty easy.
Timber.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You're 6'6"?
Yeah, 6'9" in my wife's shoes, but that's another story. Hey, I'm on there. I'm on. Dave.
Nice.
We were
Okay.
just talking about how you actually you dabbled in stand up a little bit. Do you still do it?
No, I wish I would have kept on, but no, I did about 15 gigs.
Really?
Yeah, it was all in this area. Some were at comedy places, and some were for corporate type events. And yeah, it was fun. I loved it. It was fun.
Yeah, I like that one joke about you telling your dad that the Rangers offered you.
No, I can play for the Rangers.
I could play for the Rangers for
Get
$50,000.
it right, Roach. Don't screw up the guy's joke.
You said, I could play for the Rangers for $50,000, and your father said, "I don't have that kind of money."
It's a good joke.
Yeah,
Solid.
Yeah, something like.
Now, Chris, talk
Yes.
to Mr.
Mr. Schultz, wow. We were just, I was last night watching some of your highlights that I haven't seen since my youth. The one that we all are mentally scarred from is when you fought Mr. Was it Rolfe from the Rangers?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
If you can call that a fight. We were like, one thing about you, and I was saying compared to like the fighters, the enforcers of today, you had no mercy. When I watched it, oh my God. It's like
What do you mean?
even
He's
when,
a lovely man.
even
Listen
when-
to how nice he is.
even when you won the fight, you would still beat them, and the ref came in, and you're punching over the ref's head. I was like, oh my God, this guy. And
It was all for show. You got to show that. stuff.
Yeah.
right.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm going off the board here, Roach, because I know that
Right.
you're just going to dwell on fighting and stuff like that.
Right.
But here's the thing. We were Ranger fans back then.
Yes.
But I was kind of a closet Dave Schultz fan.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't admit that because I would get killed. But
Yeah.
Dave Schultz was a good hockey player.
That's another thing,
A
Dave,
very
yes.
good. And just the year that you guys won the cup, you scored 20 goals.
20 goals. Yes.
On like
Yeah.
less than 100 shots, which is insane.
Right. A lot of the some of the enforcers back in the day would only score like a handful of goals.
That's right. I bet you didn't know
I
this.
won. Yeah, I won best shooting percentage in the National Hockey League that year.
Yep.
That's
Absolutely.
incredible.
21% shoot. Do you know what Gretzky's lifetime percentage was? 17%.
Really?
Which is insane, but 21% is ridiculous.
Oh my
So I
God.
beat him there. I beat him in penalties. I beat him a lot of different.
That's right. You still have the record for penalties, I believe.
Now you also see now Chris Roach. You're just going to go right fighting.
I'm excited.
Dave Schultz scored
Yeah.
a playoff series winning
That's right.
overtime
Against-
goal
against St. Louis.
No, it was against Atlanta.
No, really?
Yeah, it was against the Flames, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Against
yeah,
the Flames.
It was in Atlanta. Yeah, we were up 3-0, and that was the fourth game, and we ended up being down 3-0 going into the third, but we caused a little bit of commotion and had a couple. The Atlanta tried to beat a couple of us up, and we.
That's always a bad play.
Yeah, we went in. Well, we went on to tie the game up, and then I scored in overtime. Yeah.
Was that your most memorable goal?
No.
What's your most memorable goal?
I don't know. I scored so many, I can't remember.
There you go.
That's the
what I
best
like.
answer. I don't know.
Well, aside from goals, okay, my biggest point,
Mm-hmm.
okay, most memorable point was in Game 2
Right.
in Boston in the finals.
Yep.
When I got an assist
Yep.
on Clarkie's, I passed
You,
out to
you
Fleck
dug it
and
out of
gave
the corner. Yep.
Yeah.
That was a nice play. Went into the corner. Boom. Threw it into the slot. Clark scores in overtime.
Well-
Boom.
Well, again, remember, I took it away from Terry O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Right.
Who was
So that was pretty easy.
That is great. How many times did you and Mr. O'Reilly bump heads, would you say, throughout your career?
I thought we only fought 8 times, but actually he came to Philly about a month or so ago, and we had Friday night fights, and he was in town. Marty McSorley. We did this in a bunch of flyer guys. Anyway, he said 9 times, but I know 8 for sure.
Yeah, well, you beat him pretty bad, so he can't count anymore.
No, we were pretty even.
Now, do you maintain any friendships with any of these guys that you used to continually go at it with?
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. I met almost all of them. A bunch of guys. Yeah. We got some guys more than others. I mean, Clark Gillies, great guy.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I've got to know Terry. Terry wouldn't talk to me for about 10 or 15 years after we retired, but he talks to me now, and we're kind of friendly. And
That's
yeah, a
great.
bunch of the guys I've got to know.
That's
Tiger
great.
Williams.
Wow. Now, is it hard because you kind of knew going into every game you were a guy who was I'm not going to say a marked man, but you were a guy who's probably going to get in a fight, and people feared you and stuff. But mentally, does that drain on you?
Oh my God, yeah, it was. That was the toughest part.
Mm-hmm.
And you ask any guy that kind of that filled that role, that's the toughest part. Thinking about it and making sure you're ready because you don't want to lose. And
Mm-hmm.
it was. And then just being ready when it could be somewhat unexpected. Usually, I kind of had an idea if there was something going to happen, who I'd probably have to go against, and it was. It was the worst part. I mean, I didn't enjoy. I enjoyed once the fight was over, and then the rewards. Okay, again,
Right.
we were always winning. Usually back in those days with the Flyers, but then I went on to a few other teams and didn't win as much. But
Yep.
it was tough. Yeah.
So now, was there anybody in the league at that time that you never fought, and not that you were afraid of them because you couldn't really.
No,
but
no,
was there anybody who you thought, boy, that would really be a fight?
Yeah. There was some guys I never ever fought, and I don't know, it just never came up. I never fought John Wenthick for the Bruins.
Mm-hmm.
I never fought. One guy that I'm gonna. Barry Beck.
Whoa, he was a big boy.
Playing for the Rangers. He didn't fight very much. He was a good player,
Mm-hmm.
and I told the guys in my team, look, if me and him are going to go, get in between us and don't let us tangle. Okay, I don't want to fight the guy. He was huge.
Yeah, big boy.
Yeah.
You know what? And you are one of the reasons for the term the Philadelphia flu. Have you ever heard of that?
Sure. Yeah. Every Ranger had.
It was great. It was actually Ron Duguay who told us about the Philadelphia flu, how Players
Yeah,
from all,
yeah.
players from all over the NHL would conveniently get sick.
Yeah. I've gotten to know Ron Dugan. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, I listened to a little bit of a podcast, I don't know, a month or so ago, or I don't know when it was, and he predicted he didn't make one right selection in the Stanley Cup. I picked Boston against the St. Louis Blues. He thought, oh my God. Anyway, he's a great guy. He's a great guy, though.
That's
That
great.
is great. The Philadelphia flu.
Oh man, that's tremendous.
Imagine an NHL player, especially somebody new in the league. You're on the bus. You're on your way to Philly. It's 1973. What you must be feeling. The spectrum.
Rod Gilbert, who I got to know, is a great guy also. And the story, they drove down the New Jersey Turnpike, come down by bus to play us Flyers, and they're all having fun and laughing and telling jokes. And as soon as the bus starts crossing the Walt Whitman, the bus goes quiet.
Right.
It pulls into the Spectrum lot, and when they turn the bus off, the bus keeps shaking.
That's,
Oh man.
oh my God. Oh my God.
Okay,
Wow.
a little like that.
Wow. Now what now you, as you said, later in your career you got traded. Where'd you get the first trade? Was that the Pittsburgh? Where'd you get traded?
No, I got traded to L.A.
Oh, okay.
And then I was there a year, and then the next training camp I got traded to Pittsburgh,
Mm-hmm.
and then about a year and a half later I got traded to Buffalo.
Right. Now
In
what
fact,
what was it like
Go ahead.
for you coming back to the Spectrum, like the first time you came back?
it was awful. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I got kicked out. I don't know what. I actually got in an altercation with Paul Holmgren. I got a game misconduct, and yeah, it was awful. Yeah, it was not a great experience.
For our listeners, if you want to see a lovely Dave the Hammer Schultz clip, Google Dave Schultz versus the New York Islanders.
Just the whole team.
And this is when the glass
Oh,
on the side was shorter.
yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
Some knucklehead fan
he
reached over the glass. Or
yeah,
something.
but before that,
Yeah.
he's fighting. Was it Gary Howard?
Yeah, and he's
And,
smacking him.
the way he grabs, Dave reaches over Gary, grabs the glass, and does this wrestling move. I thought, it's like,
and every time I came forward, Howard got lower and lower.
yeah, you saw Howard just sink.
He was
and
he's a good guy too, and he's tough.
And
He's
Dave's
tough,
like just
but-
pulling him, and the knees going up. I'm like, oh my God. And then he's going after the fans. It was I love those days. But did you ever do anything with the WWF or something like that?
The craziest promotion I ever did in my life was in 1994 in Philadelphia. It was a big wrestling match, and I was the referee
Okay.
Oh.
for Cactus Jack and Sullivan versus the Nasty Boys.
Oh.
I have a video of it.
Was that an ECW?
Now Anthony's awake.
WCW. Yeah.
WCW.
It was huge. It was pay-per-view, and the Nasty Boys said, "Don't you pull your punches," because it ended by I brought my stick in, and I set it by the ring, by the ring, I should say, and one of the Nasty Boys grabbed that stick and was going to hit, I don't know, Cactus Jack or Sullivan, whatever, and I grabbed it out of his hand and I started punching him. I punched him so hard, and he didn't even flinch.
Oh man. Yeah, those guys.
Yeah, it was crazy. You can see that. In fact, I was over at some, I don't know, beer joint or whatever it was, a month or so ago, and the guy brought it up just like that. The whole wrestling match. It was like about 10 minutes long. I was never in the ring, and it was crazy. But that's it.
That's great.
Now you obviously played for Fred Shiro, who has a reputation of being kind of a little bit of a kooky guy. What was that like?
He was a great guy.
Mhm.
Okay, he very reserved, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't say a whole lot. Never yelled at us. He'd communicate with us through different things that he would give us different sayings and things like that. If I wanted to know, I should say, what he was thinking,
Mm-hmm.
I'd read the newspaper because he'd give quotes to the media,
Huh.
and he'd say things, like particularly when one time he says, I think I need a new tough guy. Schultz thinks he's a goal scorer. Just because I scored 3 goals.
That's great.
But anyway, yeah, he was a great guy. And again, like all great coaches, you got to rely on your leaders